So obviously we're trying to make the Battle.net experience just as comprehensive and complete as we possibly can. So we're really working to make sure that it's a whole new experience for players, and it really lets them get into the games they want to get into, that it matches them well against people at their skill level. That's probably the most important thing to us right now, is making sure you're getting matched against opponents of your skill level. StarCraft is a really fun game unless the other player's a lot better or a lot worse than you are. So that's probably our biggest goal at this point for Battle.net, is to make those matches fair, and at the same time provide a lot of extra materials to help you understand your play experience, to help you understand what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and to make sure you can improve your game. We're definitely working on balance. We're not even in beta yet. So once we go beta, we're going to see the real deal. Like, the fans will tell us at that point whether we're succeeding or failing, and where we're succeeding, where we're failing. We're always tuning StarCraft, ultimately at the end of the day, to be something people can play as a tournament game. That's definitely a goal. It will remain a goal all the way through to the very, very end. This is something you can play very, very competitively. And we do this not just for the tournament players, but for everybody who loves the game. Eventually, they will get to a point where they're good enough, they want the game to be that responsive, for the balance to be that tight. So that's definitely something that we're going for. We sort of feel like, casual players become the hardcore over time. You see this in WoW all the time. We have stories of people's mothers, doing level 80 raid content, right? They didn't start that way. They grew to that point. And if the level 80 raid content wasn't fun, right, then they would have had fun at that moment. So we always sort of tune it for that high-end player, knowing that at some point there's a chance that everybody, or at least some of our players, will get to that point, even if they didn't start out there. At the same time, obviously, we know there's casual players out there who are very intimidated by StarCraft. It's a very hardcore game. It's a game it's not very forgiving. You can very easily lose very, very quickly. So we're working very, very hard to try to make sure that there's some different structures for players to get into. We're talking about doing a casual league, which is not the real name for it yet, but it's some kind of league where the maps are designed to be anti-rush. The gameplay speed is a little bit slower, so you can get more and more comfortable with the game, sort of as you play through it. At the same time, you've seen some of the stuff we're showing today with better score screens, better replay tools, lots of stuff to help players understand what it is that's going on in the game so they can become better players. We're looking at, obviously, trying to make sure as many players get into a single match as is reasonable and as modern PCs can really handle. So we're allowing up to 8 players for a competitive StarCraft game in a single map as opponents. We're going to allow an additional 4 players as spectators up into that level. So it can be a maximum of 12 players in a game of StarCraft, but only 8 of them can be actually playing the game. Up to 4 more can be watching. Now, for custom games, we know there are games out there like Defense of the Ancients and a lot of other games, a lot of tower defenses that allow for a lot more players. So we're allowing up to 12 players for those game types. And since they generally don't have 200 screaming Zerglings on every side in the game, right? I think their frame rate will probably be able to handle it, and it makes sense for them to have up to 12 players. So yeah, so the question is, will we allow players to sort of level up their army as they go throughout a game, and that would improve their performance when it comes to future games? And the answer is absolutely not. It's totally against everything that we're doing in this game. This game is all about your skill as a player, your ability to use your units effectively. At no time will you encounter an enemy ultralist that's a little bit better than yours because that guy's played longer. I mean, those games that do that, I understand why they do it. I think it's great for them. For us, it makes no sense whatsoever. So we will allow players to have avatars that they can earn by playing throughout the game. We will allow players to be able to have some decals maybe they can put on their units as they advance throughout the game, but it's all artistic stuff. No gameplay advantages for playing 200 hours, right? Only that you played for 200 hours and maybe you're a little bit better.